Hello, everyone. My name is Itamarbndvd. I'm a tour guide here in Israel. And today I want to take you to Tel Aviv to meet my sister, Ariela. Hello.
Hello.
So we'll get back to her in just a second. So here is Israel. And thanks to Google Earth and all the amazing content providers that get us all these amazing uploaded, all these amazing 360 photospheres, we're able to travel in different parts of the world, including Tel Aviv. And today I want to focus on southern Tel Aviv to the neighborhood of Florentin. I marked here in yellow what I would call greater Florentin. You can see it's very close to the Mediterranean. Let's take a look at this angle. You can see it's close to the Mediterranean, and Jaffa, old Jaffa, is this area on the left. And if you look at Florentin, you'll see kind of new residential areas such as this one over here, next to carpentries and workshops that you can see like here on the right side and on the left side. So without further ado, let's just visit my sister's home and let's see who she is. So Ariela, hi.
Hello, how are you doing?
And who are you?
I'm Ariela. I'm 31 years old. I study computer science, specializing on data science. I live in Florentin for many years. Usually I'm bartending for a living. And that's where I live. I live in the semi-industrial area in Florentin. My neighbors are a floor packing house and carpenters and more, let's say, workshops.
And cats.
Very big cat lover, yeah. I'm a big fan of cats. As you can see in the picture from the right, this is Alex. He doesn't live with me. It's just one of the street cats that I became friends with, and I visit him often in the cat location that we will see later.
Yeah. So,
that's my neighbors.
Why would you live in such an industrial area? What's the benefit of it?
There's a few benefits. As the time goes by and I live in Florentin for a while, I moved southern and southern to cheaper locations. So the semi-industrial area is cheaper and has a lot of small apartments comparing to the, let's say, renewed areas that now has bigger apartments or new buildings that are more expensive.
So let's continue now to the local bar. So tell me, I heard you are visiting this area maybe once or twice a month. So tell us, what is this area?
Like when I'm working more, I tend to visit here more. Now I'm studying, so I'm drinking less and going out less. But this is basically the hanging out area. From the left, you can see the closed bars. It's too early in the picture. Everything is opened around 6 o'clock, and like Tel Aviv is a place that's open all the time. These places can be open until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And in order to provide the drunken and the misfits their food, there's the bodega that belong to the aunties. We call them the aunties because they bring us very cheap and nice sandwiches, and also maternal love. They're very cute, and they're local residents of Florentin. They live in Florentin for probably 60 years. And they're representing the old school residents of Florentin. So this bodega is open 24 hours a day.
But 6 days a week.
6 days a week, because they're religious. Yeah, like most of the old residents are religious, and also pretty came from poor families. The Dodot are a huge success in this manner because they made up a business that is just flourishing because of so many young people in Florentin doesn't have time or money to make their own food at home, so they just buy a sandwich for approximately $5 or $3, and it's like a whole meal, and also very friendly and very nice.
Yeah, so Hadodot is aunties in Hebrew, and yeah, they are loving you, right, guys?
Yeah, they love us, and we love
All
them
of this.
back. They're huge. In Florentin, they're huge. I think every person who visits Florentin has to come to the Dodot. They also provide sandwiches for free for the homeless people and the
Wow,
unfortunate people. They're amazing people. They're so full
beautiful.
of love.
So you said that the Dodot are like representing in a way solidarity, social solidarity with the poor and the needy, but there's something nice also here in this corner. So maybe tell us a little bit about this corner over here.
Yeah, this corner is the Street Cats location.
We're talking about Abravanel Street and Florentin, I think, Florentin Street.
It's a Barbanella corner, Florentin.
Yeah, okay.
So this location with the benches and everything has become a good place for cats to be because we don't only take care of hungry people, we also take care of hungry cats. People bring blankets and they make waterproof boxes for the cats to sleep in and cuddle. They bring pillows. This is Alex from the right, sitting on a mask. He's so cute. And people bring their food, they bring everything, even leftovers from restaurants. People live there. If it's like not for human consumption, they will bring it to the cats. If it's for human consumption, like boxes of unfinished food and stuff like that, they will pack it in boxes and put it on the benches for the homeless people.
Wow.
There's a lot of solidarity in Florentin.
Beautiful.
These pictures represent Florentin in a nutshell. The left one is amazing. I took it. I took all of it, basically. The cat on the scooter is so lovely. It's right in my street. We don't have cars in Florentin, and we don't have kids in Florentin. We can't afford none of them, and we don't. There's no place, no room for none of them. So most of people in Florentin use scooters / bicycles.
Yeah, bicycles. Yeah.
Yeah, bicycles or motorized bicycles, which is not like it's not you don't need insurance, you don't need anything, and it's very suitable to the piracy vibrations we have here.
Awesome.
So yeah, and the graffiti in the middle is says, "May the cat be with you." Amen.
May the cat bless you. Amen.
Yeah, like in a Christian prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also from the right, this cat is like we call him the wizard because it's not belong in the street. It's a Maine Coon cat. It's a very it's
fancy
a very
cat. Usually.
Yeah, it's a fancy cat, but I think he just decided to live in the street and
like a hermit, like a monk,
and spell people.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so
let's continue to our.
Is beautiful.
Let's continue to the final stop, the Huda Bar, and I found this picture, like this photosphere was taken by Google, as you can see here, and as soon as they passed next to this guy, he gave them the triple finger, something also that shows the rebellious nature of the people in this neighborhood, I guess. And this little street over here, this is your local bar, right?
Yeah, when it's closed, it's used for like during the day, it's used for a metal framing shop for איך אומרים מסגר?
Yeah, I think framing. Yeah, that's the one. That's the word.
For framing, and once it's closed, they make out of it the bar, the Huda Bar. It has two sides. And from the right side you can see the bar itself. From the left side, they make concerts or stand-up
shows.
Live shows, everything. 3 times a week.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the uneven days like Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So yeah, it's a very cool place with very cheap, very nice, very local, with a lot of regular customers who come there for years. And yeah, and on the other side, you can see there's a pottery shop and other workshops. And at the background, you can see the Neve Tzedek Tower, which is completely different from Florentin. It belongs to
yeah.
rich people. It's almost unpopulated. People buy their apartment, but nobody actually live there. There's
Like
maybe
an investment, I guess.
Yeah, it's maybe like out of this entire building, you can see only lights from like maybe 10 apartments. So
Yeah.
it's different from the crowded and live scene of Florentin.
So this is a good representation of the gentrification that we talked about earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
good.
this one is unproportional gentrification because it's not like regular buildings for people to live in. It's just weird and unwanted, I think, because it's waste a lot of space that we can use to live in instead of just apartments that stand empty.
Tell me about COVID during during the pandemic. How was Florentin?
It was a bit empty and weird. Usually Florentin is packed with people in a way that you can barely walk the street. With a lot of local tourism from people from Israel and also people from all over the world, especially USA and Germany, France. We have a lot of tourists from there. And during the COVID, it was just empty streets. All the local restaurants and bars were closed. A lot of businesses made up, like remade their business for delivery and stuff like that, so they will survive. So the neighborhood was pretty depressing, let's call it. But it was a good time for us, me and my friends, to like
Self-reflect maybe, or
study and make our own art and like be more at home. So yeah, so I think I used this time very well.
For personal growth, you mean?
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
Especially like hobbies and studying and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good time for me personally, but for the neighborhood and for the businesses in neighborhood that are really dependent on tourism, it was not a good time. But I think a lot of places survived it very well. Let's say Hudna made a project. They sold all kinds of merchandise and stuff like that in order to allow themselves to stay.
Hold on financially, yeah.
Yeah, especially bars and stuff like that are not able to open. And yeah, and people started to make their own food and sell it in boxes for people. And people get very creative in order to survive Corona. And in my personal view, I felt it was a good time, but you know, it was like dealing with what we can in the given situation.
And what's coming up next? What would you wish for Florentin, for the people that view us?
Let's say I hope there's gonna be a lot of tourism, a lot of people who come and visit, but please just come visit and go back home. Don't buy apartments here, don't come live here. You make this neighborhood very expensive for no reason at all. And don't come, it's a glorified slum. It's not.
That's great. Glorified slums. I think it's a great conclusion. Thank you very much, Ariela. Thank you all for watching us. And we both hope to see you in Israel, and we'll hang out together in Florentin. There's a lot of street art and a lot of beautiful, creative people over there. And until next time, we'll say bye-bye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Shalom.